Hello, everybody. Ken Faulkner. I got two now. I'm excited. If you don't recognize those boxes, these are a couple of Chaves knives. And one of them I got quite a while ago, and I've had it, for years. And I just hadn't gotten around to getting another one. Um, they're kind of up there in my price range. I wanted to get, this is the first one I got. I wanted to get this one because I was hearing about Chaves, how great their knives are. I just needed to know for myself what they were like. So I found one that was a good price. I'm always looking for the prices, and that's, I have knives that I want, and then if I find like a good deal, I pull the trigger. That's true for both of these knives. The person I used to hear about Chaves knives from that really got me excited about it was Brandon Thrasher from Thrasher's Garage. If you don't know what's going on with him, he had some problems with his channel, getting some complaints and getting kind of kicked off of YouTube, sort of. But he's coming back. He's coming back now. So I got this cool log and jotter notebook from my buddy Tim School of Fish. Won this on a giveaway, and very cool. So here's the new channel name for Brandon Thrasher: Weekend Warrior, WKND in caps _, Warrior, WARRIOR. So why don't you go over and give him some love? I've seen a couple of videos up. One of them looked like more of a camping one. I was actually watching it during a live because it was Alice from Alice Paracord, Alicord Paracord. She was commenting about, hey, everybody should go over and give him some love. So I clicked on it, but I wasn't really watching the video. I was in the middle of a live, so I was kind of watching them both at the same time. I got to go back and check it out, but he's got like 2 videos up. Anyhow, give him some love. Brandon Thrasher, Weekend Warrior. Chaves knives, he used to just get so excited about. Chaves Redemption, he would say, in the garage. And I got me excited, and I ended up picking up this one here. Now, it's the smaller Redemption. So they have various size knives, and they have a group of knives that are called a street. So this one is the Street Redemption, drop point M390, black G10. And black G10, it's got on one side black G10, and it's a frame lock with titanium on the other side. It's got that that skull clip. I love that. That was another thing that drew me to this company. They do offer, because apparently some people are put off by that, so they do offer another clip. And there's a very cool clip that you can put on there if you want. Just a titanium basic one. Obviously, I'll just keep it around, but I don't think I'll ever be using it. Okay, so this guy here, I got it for under $300. I was really super excited about that this a few years back. And I just, they weren't, and they probably still are that way. I haven't shopped them that much lately, where they're kind of hard to catch when they're in stock. It's one of those companies that's sought after, and then when they drop a bunch of knives, they get bought up real fast. So that was my experience when I got this one, and I managed to pull it off from Blade HQ, and I'm super happy about it. So you can see the little key symbol. They got that on the side of the knife. Open this guy up. I love this. This has got some great detent, great action on these knives. They're making them over at Riot. But man, look at that. Hollow grind on this portion, the dual grind with the flat at the front. Not tanto, it's just dual grind. And then that swedge, it's just beautiful work. And you got that key. There's not a lot of billboarding. On this side, it's M390 steel. So they're using quality materials. They got the titanium. that awesome skull clip. Works really well for me. And yeah, I love this knife. Actually, when I first got it, man, this detent was really hard. I mean, it was just, but over time, it has become excellent, which is good. I mean, you don't want in the long run to have a bad detent. If it's a little tough at first, kind of hurts your little fingers. Definitely hurt my little finger. That's okay, but when it gets broken in, man, look at that jimping. That jimping is just pretty damn cool, if you ask me. Big jumps. But it feels really good. And it's not bad size. I mean, it's a little small. I was a little bit, you know, I always wish that this was a bigger knife. And I always wanted a bigger knife, but just never did go around because it's in that higher range, and it's like, okay, I got one, so it kind of took a little of the pressure off. But anyway, recently there was a drop on, again, Blade HQ, and they had the 229. It's not a brand new one, but this is the 229 full size. This is the Redención 229 kickstop Tonto with green micarta. So they share the name Redención, and they're from the same company, but it's quite a different knife in some ways, not in all ways. They both have the great quality, but this one, as you can see, it's titanium here, but it is blacked out. And it's got the clip again. It also has the spare clip, and it also has, instead of the thumb studs like on this one, it's got the kickstop. The kickstop flipper. So it's a flipper, but I'm sure most of you or a lot of you know about the kickstop. The whole concept of it is that you have a flipper, but so many knives, when you flip it open, you got that little flipper sticking out on this side on a normal knife. I don't know if I have a flipper handy. Nope, I'm not seeing one. Looking around. Here you go. Here's one. This guy. So you can see on this Ferrum Forge from Artisan Cutlery, it's got the flipper. And then when you flip it out, it's got the flipper down here. Now, I don't really mind that. It's kind of, for me, it's almost like a little guard here. But it does stick out like when you're holding a knife. So if you wanted to choke up, you can't really choke up right on there. This one does have a great choil, but anyway, there are people that don't like to have that flipper. You've heard of flipper deletes. Now this one doesn't have any other deployment method. Some flippers will have thumb studs or a thumb hole. This one does not. So it's really not an option, but it does have this cool feature of this flipper. And when you open the knife, it opens really well. But then as the knife goes to open, the flipper stops here. I'm out of frame. The flipper, as you open it, the flipper stops. Come on, guy. Come on, Ken. You can do this. Flipper stops there as the blade continues to travel. So if you've never heard of this before, it's an interesting technology. When I was at the California Custom Knife Show last weekend, another company had it. And so they had this little symbol on their knife as well. So apparently I'm thinking it's like a licensed design, and kind of like the wave feature that you see on a lot of knives used to be, I think they had to pay money to use that wave feature, which is that little hook that opens it up when you pull it out of the pocket. I think this kickstop is got some kind of protection that allows them to license this design of that flipper with different companies. So anyway, so there's that. That's the opening mechanism. That's different, but also the blade shape. So this is, like I said, it was a Tonto. It's it's an interesting tanto. You see many tantos with that front edge being shorter and just kind of more of a steep edge. But this one's very long, and it has like a little belly on it on the front of that tanto. But it does have that secondary little tip here. Not as pronounced as a lot of tantos, but you can still see it. That can be used for opening packages. So if you don't want to, tip your knife way down in order to get onto a cutting surface for a utility cut, you could use that little edge to cut with. It also has the hollow and the dual grind with the swedge, but obviously this one's got that coating on it. So this one's got the black coating, whereas this one is a satin. And I really like the G10 on this. Is great because it has great texture, but I've always been a big fan of micarta. Micarta. You can see the coloring that's already going on here. It just has a cool look to it, kind of that weathered kind of look. You got the black coating over here with that green micarta. Just looks so good. Black hardware. It's just a great, cool look. This one, right from the beginning, it's got great detent, but because of the flipper, the flipper's always a little easier to break the detent on. Dialed in great. I expect that it's going to continue to be a great detent on this one. M390 shown here, and then you got the key, and then you got that kickstop logo. So anyway, guys, obviously a little bit bigger, the street and then the regular. So you're talking about maybe not quite an inch bigger. Let's see, look get the measurement out. I haven't done that for a while. And I'm looking at 3 1/4-ish on the street, and we're talking over 3 1/2, so maybe about 3 5/8 on the full size Redención. That's a great size for me. The handles, whereas this handle my hand just barely fits on, which is good. This one's great because I got plenty of room to hold on to it. I don't have any choil. This one kind of has choil, but I am afraid of that because this thing came super sharp, and it still is really, really sharp. It's a very sharp knife, so you got to watch out for that tip right there. So you really can't choke up on this one. This one doesn't have the choil. Really doesn't have any kind of choil. There's a slight difference between the edge and the ricasso here, but yeah, very little choil on that one. But still great. And the jimping, they also have that awesome jimping. So like I said, same but different. But I'm happy. I love both of these guys. I'm so glad to have 2 awesome Chaves knives in my collection. I don't know if and when I'll get another one. Who knows? I got a good deal on this one. It was because nowadays they're more in the $350 range. Usually is what I see, and this one I got under $300 as well. So I had to jump on it because of that. You know how I am. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I got more to come. 3-day weekend. I already talked about that. So hopefully 1 or 2 more before the weekend's out. They may end up being put up on YouTube later on in the week. But I got a lot of stuff. I've kind of fallen behind. Work's been crazy, so it's been kind of sucking up my mind. Come home from work, I'm tired. I love my knives, but it does take some time to put these videos together. Even the way I do it, which is probably one of the easiest ways you can. Just turn on the camera and go. So I got to upload it, get it all prepared, figure out what I'm going to say. Believe it or not, I do think about what I'm going to say ahead of time, even though I kind of tend to go all over the place. So keep an eye out. More videos coming. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one.